won a national title. She didn't celebrate with her teammates. She mocked Caitlin Clark. So there's jealousy there. I certainly see that with her. I don't know about the league.
Angel Reese, who was blinded by her obsession with Caitlin Clark, decided to ruin her own career by using the oldest dirty trick, pushing steroids into her veins. But guess what didn't even work? Not only was she caught, but she is now facing criminal charges, a hefty fine, and a lawsuit that will likely put her to death. It wasn't even effective.
Angel Reese, which is absolutely ridiculous, and let's talk about how ridiculous it is.
She will not be able to escape this catastrophe without suffering significant harm. Angel, I have a question for you. Was it worth it to tease, criticize, and even hit her out of rage in order to bring Clark down? You even supported Alyssa's racist trash to do so, and now look where you are. How did you not think before going full-on steroid mode?
I think Angel Reese is jealous of Caitlin Clark. She thinks she's, the reason why this is all happening here.
Angel, when you are caught juicing in the WNBA, a league that is supposed to be built on talent and hard work, you are essentially signing your career's death warrant. Reese, on the other hand, signed hers with a big old Sharpie who was fired by the Chicago Sky after her little steroid secret got out. Oh, where do I even begin? This isn't just a fall from grace. It's a full-blown head-first dive into rock bottom. Let's be honest.
The addiction is real. The addiction to attention is real.
We all saw this train wreck coming from a mile away, so let's not act surprised. Reese's behavior throughout the season was a huge red flag, from her chaotic post-game meltdowns to her acting like a WNBA goddess. She gave us more drama than she did decent basketball, and then the steroid scandal hit. And suddenly it was like the messy cherry on top of her disaster on Sunday.
Angel Reese, you can't beat a big bad wolf, but then kind of cry like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Nobody mourns when the villain catches an L. And Angel Reese, you have self-proclaimed to be the villain.
Reese was expected to be the Chicago Sky's savior, the player who would return them to postseason glory, the star that everyone was hyping up. But instead we got a complete and utter failure who averaged a pitiful 12.6 points per game. This was the player that everyone was hoping to sign. Rookie of the Year, no postseason run, no noteworthy moments or records, just a season filled with humiliating antics. Then to top it all off, this steroid bombshell.
Would Angel Reese prematurely end her rookie season to spare herself the embarrassment of losing Rookie of the Year to Caitlin Clark?
And we must remember the harm she has caused. Beyond herself, this wasn't just about Reese ruining her own career. Oh no, she had to bring the entire team down with her. Her selfishness ruined important games, friendships were destroyed, and it seemed like she was the true MVP of the season, destroying her reputation in the Sky all year long. Bravo. Bravo, Reese.
And now, the self-proclaimed villain has decided to go after the queen. Now, Angel Reese has decided to antagonize lonely grown women, many of which probably watch the Yentas on The View, and who strangely refer to themselves as Swiffers.
Now, while Angel Reese was busy enacting, let's take a moment to recognize Caitlin Clark, the real WNBA queen. While Reese was in complete chaos, Clark was out there dominating the league. Her 2024 season was nothing short of legendary. We're talking about 27.8 points per game, more than double Reese's pitiful numbers, and she was breaking records like it was her full-time job. Remember September 15th, 2024? Of course you do. Clark casually dropped 35 points, and what did Reese say? She called it luck. Are you kidding me? If that's luck, then Reese should be looking for a four-leaf clover, because luck obviously didn't come her once this season.
Oh yeah, white people. Oh yeah, white people racist, white people death threats, white people blah, 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 blah. And that's all I hear when I hear these things.
What really irritates Reese about Clark is his consistency. That's what leadership and dominance look like, something Reese wouldn't recognize if it were smacked in her face. She scored 35 points in another game, this one against the Dallas Wings, and she stole the fourth quarter with an 11-point run to seal the victory. While Reese is busy making headlines for her scandals rather than her skill and the ratings, Clark is not only putting up impressive stats, but also winning games that truly matter. Oh, let's discuss the ratings. More than 1.5 million people watched Clark's games, which is the kind of attention Ree could only hope for.
She happens to be a terrific talent who's white and very, very marketable. The combination of the two things make her the golden goose for the WNBA. Go after her, compete with her, get the better of her at every turn.
Clark was out there elevating the WNBA as a whole, while Reese was out there making her career into a tabloid. Let's not fool ourselves. The so-called rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark was never a rivalry. Rather, it was more like Reese frantically trying to make her way into Clark's league only to realize she was miles behind. It's like watching someone try to outshine a star while holding a flickering match. Clark brought fans, excitement, and respect, while Reese brought drama, disappointment, and, well, the end of her own career.
Saying Caitlin Clark that Angel Reese is desperately hanging onto for relevance. Saying Caitlin Clark that Angel Reese is trying to create this one-sided rivalry with. A rivalry that no one cares about but Angel Reese herself.
Reyes couldn't bear it. She wanted to be on the court with Clark, breaking records and attracting all the attention, but instead of improving her game, she chooses to play cheaply during a match against the Indiana Fever. Reese's annoyance reached a boiling point, and she smacks Clark when you can't beat someone with your skills. It makes sense to just swing at them like a genius. That's a full-on slap of desperation, right?
Angel Reese told her lonely male followers, hating pays too. Translation, I need attention. Translation, I need money. Translation, nothing about me is authentic. Translation, I cannot be a star on my own.
And what caused her to do it? Nothing other than making it abundantly evident to everyone observing that Reese was struggling due to her jealousy. That isn't a power move. It's the ultimate indication that you've lost the plot and are so shaken by seeing Clark do what you can't that you turn to shooting. Step A. Smith even called it out, and you know that when Stephen A. speaks, people pay attention. He stated bluntly that Reese's jealousy was evident in every action she took, as if it weren't even subtle, while Clark was smashing records. Reese was too preoccupied with pretending to be the queen of trash talk in the hopes that it would somehow divert our attention from her utterly humiliating on-court performance.
And when Angel Reese comes out and says, she ain't the only one everybody's watching, they're watching me too, they're watching others.
To be clear, you're not even on the same planet as Clark, much less in her league, and then there were the emotional breakdowns. Oh, where do we begin? Angel trash talk only works when you can support it.
I'm still a human, all this has happened since I won the national championship, and I said the other day, I haven't had peace since then. And it sucks, but I still wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything, and I would still sit here and say,
Ree chose to make every possible excuse in the book, saying things like, I'm being sexualized, people are being racists, rather than confronting the reality that she was being demolished in court.
Go back to when she won a national title. She didn't celebrate with her teammates. She mocked Caitlin Clark. So there's jealousy there. I certainly see that with her. I don't know about the league.
This wasn't just a bad look. It was a complete meltdown that was visible to fans, analysts, and even casual onlookers in real time. It wasn't about race or anything else. Rather, it was about your inability to deal with someone else being better than you at any point in time, and all the victimization you were doing only served to heighten your jealousy.
But I do think that she's benefited. The WNBA has benefited from Caitlin Clark and the publicity.
Rather than attempting to equal Clark's amazing level of play, Reese preferred to create drama and act like the biggest talker in the NBA, while Clark let her game speak for her. Since, let's face it, that was all Reese had left. She was out there trying to stir up controversy. Stephen even went so far as to claim that Reese was wasting whatever talent she did have by becoming entangled in all the foolishness.
You can't teach that. I'm going to go out and do whatever it takes to win, and every single night. My teammates rely on my energy. So being able to continue the energy, even if we're down, even if we're up, that's what I do.
But hold on, it gets worse. Ree had the audacity to turn this into a traditional racial problem rather than admitting that Clark was receiving attention because to her true talent and marketability. Race wasn't a factor in Clark's success. Rather, it was her talent, which allowed her to break attendance records and elevate the WNBA on her own. Reese was unable to handle that, so she attempted to change the subject. But guess what? That backfired spectacularly because Clark was not only outperforming Reese, but also completely embarrassing her. Reese was a distraction, and Clark was the real deal. No amount of victim playing, finger pointing, or dramatization would change that.